for Sabi Echacha Obibiara Ede Eba Nimdie News and Sampa Efi. Na yebo ewema yeko Sammy Awuku oye obi awudi akotini when it comes to NPP. Sabi or the same to draft for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ho. Was it Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wafa a whole lot of things move because of the party. Although the aspirants, all of them, they have sacrificed for the party, but Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so he has been tested and he has passed through the fire and he is ready to lead the party. He has been tested to see if he can stand in good times, in bad times, and he has been approved to lead the party. So Sammy Awuku ye share NPP mpanyu for oye obi a odi emu akotene anasa oka ho nti se wode such a thing baba to edwa it means it really speaks into we any sema wode baba to edwa nti so Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Flagbearership election no dia obefa edi so na simple very simple because he has been tested and he has come out victorious. Yen koni ko ti Sammy Awuku ebra wode ensem no eto edwa.
Dr. Bawumia, why do you think should be Dr. Bawumia?
You know, Paul, somebody was talking about this one coming into the party late or early. First of all, I became really active in the NPP in 2008. I had not held a position at TESCON, at polling station, at electoral area, constituency, regional, no. But then the party made me deputy communications director in 2011. This was less than 3 years after becoming active in the party.
Who was communications director?
Nana Kumia. Yeah. Nana Kumia mentored and trained me through the arts of communication. So from there, the party, I decided to put myself out to be youth leader. It was less than 7 years or so in the party. There were other people who had been in the party longer. But based on the strength of my message and how I also campaigned and carried myself through the process, the party granted me an opportunity to serve.
So you took over from Cabo?
I took over from Cabo in 2014. And then...
yes, go on.
I think the time you took over Cabo because of his
parliamentary
in Laura. Atifa was active.
Atifa acted briefly.
Yes. You mean Ken Atifa?
No, Emmanuel
Atifa. He was
John Atifa.
No. Atifa was Cabo's deputy.
Yeah.
He acted briefly.
But the Cabo tried parliament in
2012. He contested.
Oh, I see.
That's correct.
All right.
So, and then from there, I put myself up to be national organizer. So,
in Koforidua?
Yes, in Koforidua. So, Paul, it can, it will be an insult to my conscience and for my contribution to the party if you tell me that because I became active in 2008, the mobilization that I had to embark upon for us to win 2016 should not be counted because I had been less than 7 years or 8 years in the party. I think this is a party that rewards hard work. If you are not cut out for it, then people won't reward you. And I believe all those who are contesting, I have known them individually. These are people who have sacrificed for the party. And likewise, Dr. Bawumia, look, when it mattered most, I appeared before the justices of the Supreme Court. And Paul, standing before the justices of the Supreme Court was no joke. This man was in that witness box for months. Your temperament will be tested, your honesty will be tested, your integrity will be tested, and your ability to even comport yourself will be tested. In all this, when it mattered, Bawumia didn't say that, because I had gone through this process from 2008 and all. He had just recovered from an accident, a near fatal accident.
Yeah.
But he said, look, I want to put myself out to defend the party. I have said that let the party delegates decide. It's a conscience vote. And a vote that will also determine the destiny of our party. If at the end of the day, Bawumia does not emerge as the leader of our party, whoever emerges, we all are enjoying to support the person. But Bawumia comes to the table just like Barack Obama did for the Democrats. The Democrats realized that they were losing the black vote because the Republicans were also eating into their turf and all that. Then they identified this young Illinois senator. And then they said, look, the guy had not been even in the party for long. But let's give it a shot. I'm not too sure.
Maybe one-term senator.
Yes, one-term senator.
Shortest ever in American history.
When he was contesting to be leader of the free world and leader of the Democratic Party, the black population in America was just around 17.5%. Out of the 17.5%, 35% out of the 17.5% were in jail, serving various terms, for rape, for robbery, for this. So his own minority,
especially men.
So for his own minority group, 35% were in jail. So that was a super minority. That still did not deter the Democrats. They chose hope over fear. They decided to put this guy up against what people then called an establishment candidate.
Senator McCain.
And Hillary
Clinton. Big establishment candidate.
Captured the imagination.
The former president.
I'm telling you, with a huge pedigree in the politics of the United States, he captured the imagination of white America. And the guy delivered victory for the Democrat. The biggest beneficiary of the sacrifice of the Democrat was Joe Biden. In 2020, he had in excess of 90% of the black vote. We were doing an analysis of Dr. Bawumia's contribution from the North. Yeah, I've campaigned with a man when I was youth leader. There were times that on our way to Oti Volta, the island, where we were in Dambai as well, when he needed to deliver his speech, the authorities at the training institution said they won't allow us to enter. Our opponents at that time, when they realized we were coming, were sharing a lonka of gari and sugar to the students. When we had a planned program with them, they had to erect a tent outside the school to even speak to these people. There's no, junkie joint that I don't know in Ghana. I've been a youth leader. And before I step into any contest, whether as an aspirant or supporting, I do three things. I need to be convinced with a pulse on the ground. I need to be able to understand what they're saying, and I need to feel what they're saying or feel what they feel. If these three things do not coincide, I don't think I'll just jump into any race. And for me, I have stated and quite clear in my mind that courage rises with danger, and it comes with its own repercussions. But this is politics for you. And the only thing that I believe the NPP can do to sustain us, for us to bring the head, look, after November 4th, whoever wins should be able to bring his people together. I believe Bawumia possesses some unique qualities. Look, someone like the Honorable Opariansa, and let me even deal with the establishment thing he spoke about. I think Bawumia has become an offspring of an intercourse between the base and what he calls even the establishment. Because every constituency he has visited, if I look at the visuals, if you test the pulse of the people, the euphoria that greets him, the acceptability, he appears to me more of a consensus candidate than an establishment candidate. And it just reminds me of the biblical issue of when humanity met divinity, he produced Jesus. When the grassroots converges or meets up with those at the top, you have a consensus candidate. And I think this man brings into focus what the NPP can get from the Zongos. The NDC strongholds are three in any major election. The Zongos down south, the Northern Bloc, and Volta. If the NDC is always able to secure these three blocks, all they do is to then enter your turf and get some fuel from it, and they are good
28%.
And they are good to go.
They win.
Good to go. Now, if you have a candidate, it's also crystal clear that the NDC's candidate will be from the Northern stock.
It is already clear.
It is crystal clear.
John Mahama. Former president.
Former president, His Excellency the former president. If you have Bawumia also from the Northern Bloc, these two wonderful Northerners will have to slug it out up there. Now it's up to the down south to also see what they can do to deliver victory for any of these candidates. And I believe that the NPP's choice of Dr. Bawumia, again, is somebody that is also a great campaigner. His honesty has been clear. And I believe that he's not been a vice president who has been an armchair vice president. And as a vice president who has championed many projects of government, been at the forefront of this whole digitalization thing. Look, people think that you can separate digitalization from the economy. You cannot. There's a nexus. Because you're talking about formalizing the economy. You cannot do that when you do not have even a universal card system that is able to help track and trace whatever you are doing within the economic establishment. And so for me, look, you had the whole bureaucratic processes if you wanted to even get a common driver's license. Now it's no longer there. Look at the passport sector. Look at what is happening at the port. First, when people spoke of AI, we thought that this was the next 10, 15 years. But Paul is here with us. And the world will not wait for you to crawl before you get there. You either put up or you go to sleep. And I think this is a vice president who has also distinguished himself. In the past, you and I know that it hasn't been easy for presidents to go through even almost 8 years with their vice president. It's always been turbulent, disagreement here and there. But this man has shown loyalty, courage, determination, and a support system to our party, our government, and our president, even in the most challenging times.